I've heard you say you don't envy Jerome Powell, and in fact, you maybe feel sorry for him a little bit. But he's in a situation where he doesn't have that many tools. I think I've heard you criticize maybe some of the ways that they're handling things, and if they continue on the path they're on. If you got to wear that hat, if we made you the his role right now, what would you be thinking? What would you be doing if you had to say what a better policy path forward would be, given what you know now?
If I was Powell, knowing what I know, I would be on a beach somewhere because I would be worth $100 million and I would have resigned at the end of 21.
Yeah.
Um, when I would not have even tried to jockey for that. The getting reappointed. I'd be gone. Okay, so let's pretend I am not drinking a frozen margarita in a very exotic location in some $10,000 a night resort room. If I was him, he has two paths forward. He can continue on the path forward that he is on, fighting inflation. And what that is going to do is that is going to collapse the global economy. That is going to collapse the debt markets. It's going to collapse the equity markets. And he will be known as Herbert Hoover, Ben Strong on steroids. His legacy will be amongst the economic villains as being not brave enough to actually tell the people and the politicians what the situation is. His other option is he takes the medicine that is unfortunately his to take based on decisions that were made throughout his lifetime before he was ever in a role of power, etc., which is he has to inflate the debt away. He's going to have to let the U.S. economy run through a period of inflation. Now, had he taken that second choice in 21 or continued to do so, we'd probably be right now sitting here mid-year through the second year of 15% inflation. He would probably be in yield curve control already. And U.S. debt to GDP would probably be back down to 90% or less. And we would be getting close to a period where he could then back off and say, we're going to let free markets work, or just rip off the Band-Aid and surprise markets, be like, yield curve control is over, let rates rise sharply, let the economy. But if he would have let inflation run hot enough to get debt to GDP low enough such that allowing markets to set interest rates did not bankrupt the United States government, he would be in a much better position. By virtue of him reversing course last year, that 15 to 20% is no longer going to cut it. It's going to have to be a more compressed period of time at a much higher rate of inflation. And that gets you into a much more dangerous territory where just politically, et cetera, everything. He's going to need 20, 30, 40% inflation for 2, 3, 4 years to get us out of this. And the longer he waits, allowing that to happen, that 20, 30, 40% will keep going up because the debt keeps going up. And the peak cheap energy pressures keep going up. And the geopolitical pressures keep going up. And the foreign demand for treasuries secularly keeps going down. His best... it's like having a bad trade on. Like, the best time to get rid of a bad trade is not sit there and hope it turns around. Mark it down, move it out the door, go. He needed to mark down the debt, move it down, go. His refusal to do so, it's just he's making a mess of things for himself, for his legacy, and it's going to be way worse as a result of his unwillingness to be brave and do the hard things that needed to be done by virtue of the decisions that have been made in the decades before.